everyone, this is Danielle again. I am speaking with Evelyn Young today. She is a NICU nurse who works for Sharp Mary Birch, and she has been a nurse for 4.5 years now. Hi Evelyn, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. All right, so my first question for you is, why did you decide to become a nurse?
Let's see, I think I decided in high school. My parents are both doctors, so my mom's a pediatrician and my dad's an internal medicine doctor. So I kind of was surrounded by the medical field, and I was really drawn to science and math in high school. So it all started, I think we went on a mission trip with my family, with my church, and we went to Mexico and Belize, and we did medical work. And so I really liked the aspect of being next to the patient and like being there for them, and it was more like relational than being a doctor, and I had never really seen nursing from that standpoint. So that kind of, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do in high school until that point. So I was like, oh, I think I really like this, just like the relational part of that job. So.
Yeah, have you been able to go on medical missions trips since? Like, as you have become a nurse now?
Yeah, so I was in nursing school, but I got to go to Uganda, which was awesome. And so we got to do lots of health exams and help with a couple surgeries too, which was really cool.
Wow.
And then what else? I also went to the NICU in high school with my mom.
Oh wow, okay.
So she like let me shadow, so then that kind of showed me the NICU where the babies are, and I was like, I had no idea that I could, like, this is a job, like a nurse taking care of babies. So it was the mix of those two experiences that made me want to be a NICU nurse.
So, all right. Yeah. Wonderful. So what steps did you have to take in order to become first a nurse, and then was there anything additionally that you had to do in order to work in the NICU?
Yeah, so I had to, there's different ways to become a nurse, but I took the route of getting my bachelor's. Okay. So I went to like a 4-year program, including like undergrad, your prereqs, and nursing classes. Okay. And so I actually did it in 4.5 years. Okay. Some of those bachelor programs are 5 years, so it just depends. So that's how I did it, and I didn't have to do any additional work before I applied to my college, but there are some colleges that now require additional testing, I think, since I went to school.
Okay, and where did you go to school?
I went to Loma, Nazarene.
All right, and would you recommend that for students? Do you feel like it prepared you well for becoming a nurse?
It's a good nursing school. They have a really good reputation. And I like it because they incorporate like faith-based practices and beliefs into the nursing world. So that was kind of cool for me because I'm a Christian. And but yeah, as far as nursing schools go, it was really hard. It was really difficult, and they have a really awesome program. So
speaking of school, what was one thing that as you started to work, you realized school didn't quite prepare me for this?
I think so in nursing school, you get to go to almost every single different floor in the hospital, but you only have like a tiny glimpse of what really happens. So like when I work in the NICU, I only went to the NICU in nursing school one time. And so I didn't have like the full experience. So in my training, I actually had to have 6 months of training in addition to nursing school, just as a new nurse. So that way I could because I actually had to learn a lot of different things about how, just things that happen in the NICU that you just don't learn it in nursing school. So it's because it's a specialty area. So Sharp, where I work, did a really good job of training me. So yeah, I had to learn a lot after school.
What's one challenge of working within the NICU?
The challenge, so it's really rewarding, but I always tell people the challenge is when things don't go well and babies do end up passing away because it's an intensive care unit. And so that is something that can be just super emotional, and you just kind of have to learn how to deal with it yourself, because you have to be strong, for the families in the NICU. And so that has been something I've definitely been growing in my just like the way that I talk to families when they're going through these hard times. I think I've gotten a lot better than when I first started. So it's been challenging, but yeah, it's been rewarding at the same time. Yeah.
So the last question is, what final piece of advice or just anything in general that you would tell someone who's wanting to pursue a path in nursing and or specifically within the NICU?
Okay. I think my advice is, if you know anyone that's a nurse, I would just interview them and ask them about their job, because I think it would be a really good, just like interviewing me, but just ask those questions about what they do on a day-to-day basis. And then also ask a nurse, what are things that I could be doing right now to prepare myself for school, because there are different certifications that you can get that make like your resume look really awesome. Yeah. And it is very competitive. Even getting into nursing school is really competitive. So I think just little things like, I know there's certification to become a nursing assistant, which is a course that I think anyone can take out of high school. So that is a really, really nice way to see, okay, is this something I want to do? And it will expose you to the medical field. I would definitely recommend that. And then that will look really good as far as when you apply to nursing school. I think that will look really good. So.
All right, wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, Evelyn.
You're welcome.
And to everyone else, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care.